Day 648. Correction to yesterday was 647, not 747. I'm gonna say hi, puppy. Say hi, Gamomo. Hi, puppies. There you go. There she is. Getting ready for bed. There's the big yawn. Oh, it is bedtime, huh? It's bedtime. Long day. Had a long day. Look at that face. Look at that papa face. I got up at 5:30, almost. Yeah, 5:30. I actually got up around right before 5. Had to use the restroom, and I was like, "Should I stay up?" Like, no. And tried to go back to sleep, and hit the snooze button a couple times, but got out the door by 6:10. Came back at 6:40. Time to use the restroom, get over to the group run. Didn't see my buddy Charlie there, but saw Jason there. Saw Michelle, Jennifer, Sabrina, Josh. Met a new guy named Ruben. Hi, Ruben. It's pretty cool chatting with you after the group run. Then a few others were there. Derek. No. Eric. And a few new people that I've kind of just recently met there. I don't quite know their names yet. But they had an interesting day as far as we were running, and we noticed that part of the canal was blocked off, and even some of the roads were blocked off, and they had the women's half marathon today. And so on the way back, we started seeing some of the runners finish, and I think we were right around where we started, right? It was about mile marker 10, so they had another 3.1 to go. But apparently that race, you sign up, it's like $300. You get some little Tiffany's necklace, and you get some Lululemon gift cards or gear, and along with a few other things. So fairly popular, and there was a good amount of people that went. What do you smell? What do you smell? What are you smelling? But we just did our run. The goal was to get in at least 10 to consider a long run. Jennifer had turned around after just shortly after 2 miles. Her leg's still bothering her. And then I ran with Michelle, and we were chatting a bit. And we saw like right around mile 3.5. We saw some of her friends from another running group, so we chatted for a minute, and kept going opposite directions. So we let them go, and we went our way, and then stopped so she could get water, and then we headed out and got to about mile marker right around 5. Right around 5. And then we caught up to Tim, who was in another running group, who was part of the Ragnar team. He was the team captain. And Michelle yelled at him, like, Tim, why are you running away from us? And he kind of turned around and was like, oh, hey, what are you guys doing? And we chatted with him for about 10 minutes, and we were just catching up, and he had some good jokes. We were laughing quite a bit. And he was saying how he was talking to a few runners the other night, and they were talking about triathlons and bikes, and they started getting into numbers and gears and fixtures and other stuff. He's like, I mean, they might as well have been talking French or German to me, because I couldn't understand what they were saying. So I was gonna bump in and just say, so what kind of bell do you guys put on your bike? And then we all kind of laugh. It's like sometimes people don't get my humor, and like, oh well, we get it, Tim, and we would have appreciated it. And then about 6 or 7 people from our group had caught up to us. We chatted for a minute, and then we saw Sabrina. Sabrina caught up, and we were asking Tim, like, Tim, did you see a girl over here? She was wearing a red shirt, beanie. She was going pretty fast. And we don't know at one point, but at some point we had passed Sabrina, and she was supposed to be doing a workout, well, like 7 minutes on, 7 minutes off, 7 minutes on, 7 minutes off. And I believe it was 4 sets of that. What's wrong, puppy? And then she just came by and just said, my legs feel like bricks. So she's like, I'm gonna try to shake it off a little bit and try again. And we all started headed back, and we were going, and Sabrina kind of dropped off a bit, and then another girl, I can't remember her name. I don't want to get it wrong, but she was running up. She's like, what pace you guys running? I'm like, well, I don't know, just this pace. She's like, okay, I'm trying to keep my half marathon pace. I'm like, okay, well, go for it. Pick it up if you need to. I'm not sure where we were at, if we were around 750-ish pace, but I was trying to keep it relaxed. I still wanted to get in miles, but I didn't really want to go faster than about 730 pace. I wanted to let my lungs really recover today. And I feel like I sound better. For some reason I sound nasally, probably because I was just laying back for about 2 or 3 hours. But breathing wise, I feel like I'm doing a lot better. And coughing wise, it's not so deep anymore. It's just a small, light cough on the top. So I'm thankful for that. I do believe it's because I'm giving my lungs a chance to recover. But yeah, so we're headed back, and then the girl takes off a little bit, and then we're like, come on, Sabrina, come on. She's like, no, you guys go. This is my pace right now. That's what I'm doing. We got another half mile up, and then my friend Rochelle stopped and was like, whoa. And I was like, what happened? She's like, my hamstring just tightened up. I don't know. Like, it's really sharp. It's really tight. And I was like, okay, well, just walk it off a little bit. We'll see how it is. But make sure you get water. Maybe you're a little dehydrated. But take it easy. This cold's gonna play a number on your muscles too. And so we walked for maybe a quarter mile and then tried to jog, and she's like, nope, and can't. And then Sabrina kind of passed and came back. And then we tried talking to Michelle a little bit, see where her head's at. It's like, do you want us to get someone to call, come pick you up? She's like, no, I'm only about 2 miles out, so I'm just gonna walk it back. So I said, okay. Well, she's like, go ahead and go on. I'll be okay. I'm like, all right. So we started chugging along. We ran with Sabrina, and again, Sabrina and I ran in college, so we were talking about how cold it was in Colorado and the difference between going there and here. And we both said, or she had 7 she's like, I hate doing tempos. Like, that's probably my least favorite workout. Probably, she didn't say hate, she said my least favorite workout is tempos. I struggle with them. And I was like, yeah, I agree. It's hard. It's very difficult to stay in that mindset for that long, especially if you go solo. And she was like, I try to go with my boyfriend. He's either on the bike and he goes too fast or too slow. That's why I mentioned, hey, find a little course you can do where you know the mile markers. And that way you can kind of tell, hey, without having to look at your watch so frequently. And then that way you can click. I'm like, okay, here. This feels fast. This feels good. And that'll help you kind of settle in and help him kind of get settled into the pace that you need. Whereas if you're always going somewhere different, if there's inclines, declines, that effort level can change, especially on the bike. And the other thing I said was try progressions. Try just, that way you're only focused for about 7 to 8 minutes per mile. And then you can pick it up a little bit and pick it up. And then your mind can start breaking it down instead of a giant chunk of just 30 minutes, 40 minutes of this pace. So we talked about that, and then she's like, all right, I gotta turn. My car's over with Michelle's, so I'm gonna head out. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, hope your legs recover. Enjoy the rest of your run. She's like, okay. And then I finished the next maybe 2 miles on my own, and then started seeing a lot more of the women's half marathon come by. And my friend Helen was running it, and I totally spaced it. I thought, was there anyone else that I knew that was running it? And she was running. I didn't catch her, but I saw it on her Instagram. So good job, Helen. Way to get in those 13 miles. And then I tried to do some drills and strides after I finished the 10. I think it was 10 or 7:47 was the average pace. Let's see. 7:46, so definitely relaxed. Which is what I wanted, so I'm not complaining by any means. But then I noticed after the last week or two of racing, that my legs feel stale, so I'm trying to do more drills and strides to sharpen them up a bit after every run. And today was a decent start. I got in light skip, the quad stretch, a high knee, tail kick, and then I went into 4 strides after that. And first 3 were good. The 4th one just felt like, blah, just get done, go walk and go get some water and maybe food. So I went, grabbed a long sleeve sweater just so I didn't get so cold with a cold shirt. Walked over with a small group over to Little Lowe's. We sat down. Really crowded table today. Everyone was there for some reason that finished. Normally have the people leave or don't stay and socialize. So it was a little bit crowded at the table, but it was fine. We made do and met the guy Ruben, another guy we were chatting with, and they were both from Florida, which was kind of funny. So I talked to Ruben first, and I was like, hey, this guy's from Florida too. I'm like, oh yeah, no way. So we're chatting about that for a little bit, and I missed his name. I don't want to get it wrong either, but it was nice chatting with him as well. And then we all started to head out, and my buddy Jason is like 30 minutes before said, hey, I'm gonna head out. I'm like, okay, cool. And he got caught up saying bye and in conversation, so we all walked out together. I was giving him a hard time. I was like, hey, weren't you supposed to leave half an hour ago? And then we laughed, and then he was talking to someone about the calf muscle. I was like, oh, it's the gastroc. I'm like, the what? The upper part of your calf? I'm like, yeah, that's the gastroc. And like, what's going on? She's like, oh, I'm getting some pain there, but I did just get these new shoes, so maybe it's just an injury from the old shoes. And I said, yeah. And she was asking about recommendations for shoes, and I said, we can give you recommendations all day, but every foot's different, every shoe's different, and so what's good for me might not be good for you. What be good for you might not be good for him or her. I was like, oh, okay. So I said, it's best just to try them on. And we mentioned that there's one of the shoe company, Soul Sports, that has the shoe demo, so it's a good chance to get in a good run and see how they feel before you commit to them. She's like, I think these are okay. They're a little bit cushiony. Like, yeah, you got Hoka's. Hoka's are notorious for having a little bit more extra cushion. She's like, oh, okay, thanks. Well, I feel silly asking all these running questions. Like, no, that's why we're here. We all had them too. So just passing along the information. And then pretty much called it a day after that. Came back. Got a little bite to eat, but the blueberry bread. I pretty much finished the last, not half, but just under half. And then showered, took a nap, and got up, talked to my dad a little bit, ate some more of the rice and chicken from last night, but made it in more of a burrito. And then watched some TV, ridiculousness, watched the Warrior Nun. That's it, Warrior Nun. Now it's 11:20 and I'm tired, so I'm gonna go to bed. And World Cup starts tomorrow. Yes! So I'm excited about that. So run your life with health and happiness, and have a good night. And we'll see about running the Spartan race. I'm still not convinced I want to do it, but we'll see what happens. Have a good night.